he was phenomenal. And it's really funny. If you go back to that first game, I know we get lost in the result and obviously Garrett Crochet, but he was excellent, Nate, in the first game as well. And so this is a hell of a start for him.
Oh, yeah. And what do you think that Kumar Rocker is thinking as Nate Eovaldi is wrapping that game up? If you're Kumar Rocker and you just had a tough outing the way you did in Cincinnati, and then the dude who is like the ace on your team, I know DeGrom is the best pitcher on the planet, right? Like that's what he is. Nate Eovaldi is the best pitcher on your team because he's done it for 3 years. He won you a World Series. He's the guy you trust to go out there and give you the Colby Lewis type bulldog mentality. We're going to win today. Don't worry about it. Just trust me, guys. And if I'm Rocker, I'm sitting there going, I have to go back and rewatch every pitch of this game because I want to know what he did. And what he did yesterday, he executed pitches. He took a great plan into the game. It was different. What did he do in the first game? He threw a curveball a lot.
Yes.
He threw his curveball because he knew Boston was looking curveball. Yesterday, throwing that splitter, just killing them. And even that Ellie De La Cruz looked clueless. He was like, I don't know how to hit this guy today. It was awesome to watch Eovaldi get up on the mound and dominate the way that he did yesterday.
Thank you very much from the 972. That was the Rangers' first win with Kevin in town. I feel like had they lost again yesterday, we would have had to figure something else out. And you know what? I know it's a problem, and I know we need to discuss it. We'll probably talk tomorrow. No, not about Mike Hurst on the Rangers. There is no such thing. But about where the heck's the offense?
Don't worry about that right now.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Because we got Jack Leiter getting on the mound. We're pretty much getting another shutout. So that's what I'm expecting out of today's game. I do want to, though, Kevin, since we're talking about your curse, we've seen how powerful it is.
No.
However,
I wanted to talk about the Maddux.
What I want to talk about, though, okay, we'll get to the Maddux in just a second. Alec, can you play? Yesterday, Kevin asked Bochy, he said, hey, look, the bullpen's kind of depleted. Can you tell us a little bit about, like, what's going on there? And this was Bochy's response.
Yeah, it does stretch it out a little bit. In fact, there wasn't a lot of strategy involved in the bullpen yesterday. We really had two guys that we could use, Church and Garabito, so that kind of limits the moves you can make when most of you guys have thrown 3 out of 4 games. But you know what? We got through it. Garabito, he gave up some runs, but he did what we need from a lone guy, and that's give us innings. Church, same way. We're sitting okay today. We have 6 guys who are available. But to your point, I never was big on having a day off after that first game. But, the way you're lining up your starters for the season, you are kind of slow playing them today, and where they can't go too deep in the game. And so it does get stretched out, not having that day off.
All right, so there it was, Kevin, him basically saying the stress of everything will not be felt because Eovaldi's getting on the mound and pitching a complete game shutout. That's basically what I heard there. Was we were stressed out. We got 6 available, but don't worry about it because Eovaldi's going to the bump. And
essentially the question was, I know it's ridiculously early, but with no early day off, how stretched out is your bullpen with O'Malley and Rocker back-to-back short starts? And I'm really glad that I'm allowed
that, dude. You did that,
okay,
man.
yes.
You inspired. Basically, after that interview, Bochy went to Eovaldi, and Eovaldi was sitting there not looking at his phone. He was thinking about ways to inspire his teammates, probably. That's just how he is. And he walked in there and said, Nate, we're going to need 9 from you. And Nate was like, why is that? And he said, because Hagee's out there asking for it. And so then Nate said, you know what? I love the KNC masterpiece. I always have. Whatever they need.
He does like us, and I appreciate that very much. This is, I promise, this is a serious question. Although somebody said we need to talk faster because we're not going to make it. Serious question. As well as he was dealing, do you think there's a little part of the Rangers that were like, hey, third time through the lineup or not, don't care. I would much rather have him out there than take our chances with the bullpen?
Probably.
Because the bullpen's been a mixed decision thus far.
With 1 run and as few pitches as Eovaldi had at that point.
Yes.
With 1 run, he's like, look, you've seen all these guys. They haven't been able to really touch you at all today. So I don't want to, send a guy in there to give a 2-run home run up to because he's trying to find his groove. You're in the groove. So let's just go ahead and leave you there. And that was Randy Johnson, right? He would say, Lou Piniella would walk out there and say, you're better than anything I got in the bullpen right now. So keep doing what you're doing. So yes, Kevin, I think that they were looking at at how he had done throughout the day. They didn't need the bullpen, and they ultimately didn't. And then when you're watching again, look at how that team, how excited they were for him. And
Yes.
he made it look, as he was walking off the field, he made it look like just another day at work. That's what I love about Eovaldi so much, is he looked like, you know what? We were just I just went out there and did what I'm supposed to do, and the guy's got a good show.
And that's what I thought about when we said, and like we've talked about this, Jacob deGrom could be the best pitcher on the planet, right?
Yep.
He's the Rangers' best pitcher in theory.
Yes.
Evo's the Rangers' best pitcher.
Yes, he is.
Yes. If you're telling me who's most likely to go out there, despite what we just saw, and throw like a no-hitter, obviously you're going to think it's deGrom, even though, wow, he got to 9 innings. That's amazing. But in reality, I need to win a game. Who do I want out there? It's Evo. And it was game 6. I'm not saying like, oh my God, you had to win this game. But it was nice having him go out there and knowing like, you're going to get it.
And it is a real treat to be able to watch him. Like, it really is a real treat to know that he's on the mound for you. And Rangers fans, considering our history of pitching and starting pitching in particular here as Rangers fans, we've gotten a few special moments from our pitching, a few special moments. But you feel like you're going to get some special things from at least those two guys a lot, maybe even Jack Leiter today. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But, Kevin, people are already starting to look at, man, if we get to playoffs and these two are healthy,
yeah,
we have the best 1-2. All we need is one of the third guys to step up and just give us some innings.
Or hopefully Gray comes back, Bradford comes back. Like, you still have options. All right, now this is a fair point. Why set the bar so low? Let's aim for 3 segments within a segment. We'll see if we can make that happen. I want to stick with Evo for just another minute, though.
Yeah, for sure.
He got what they call the Maddux yesterday, and that is a complete game of less than 100 pitches. I remember there's a complete game that Greg Maddux, I think, threw 74 pitches. It was the most absurd thing I'd ever seen. So he got 99 pitches. Rarer yet, a 1-0 Maddux. Consider this. There's only been 2 1-0 complete game shutouts with less than 100 pitches in the last 5 years.
Okay.
The last person to do it?
Nathan Eovaldi.
It was not.
Okay. But
it was the other pitcher who pitched well for us in 2023 as a starter. Jordan Montgomery, and this is when he was in St. Louis and before the Diamondbacks owner gave him the middle finger and he got hurt and it was a whole thing. And then what? Greg Maddux himself only did that 4 times in his career.
Really?
Where it was a 1-0 shutout, less than 100 pitches, complete game. And so this is impressive. And then I got one more for you. The Rangers have been here for 50 years. 53 years, right? 53 years is what I'm going to go with. This is only the 28th 1-0 complete game shutout in Rangers history. So this is something that happens maybe once about every 2 years, and obviously you got to think it's going to get rarer as we go further along. Like I didn't do the breakdown, but I'm willing to bet a big chunk of those are earlier in the history of the Rangers. And so this is awesome. And in 35 years of pitch tracking, this is the first Rangers 1-0 Maddux.
Really?
I love it. And so all of those other ones had been like combined shutouts and everything like that in the last 35 years, I guess I should say.
Did you see Jared Sandler's note?
I did not.
Eovaldi, the 7th pitcher in franchise history with a complete game shutout.
Okay.
Needing less than 100 pitches.
Okay.
All right.
And so
do you know who the other ones are? This is going to be fun because you know all the pitchers.
Fergie Jenkins?
That's not one of them.
Nolan Ryan?
No. Wow. It's odd that it's not one of them.
I mean, that makes sense, right? Charlie Huff?
Nope. One of them frequently joins us on the show.
Derek Holland?
Derek Holland had it 3 times. He has the most out of all. The pitcher that got hurt all the time, but was really, really great for the Yankees and Dodgers at times.
Oh.
Because Color is his last name. Oh, Kevin Brown. Colby Lewis.
That's actually not who I was
Colby
guess.
Lewis, Kenny Rogers, Rick Helling, and Tewksbury. So that was the one.
Is that Bob?
Yeah, Bob Tewksbury. You might not have known that, but
I remember Bob Tewksbury.
So that's a really cool stat right there.
So it's not Fergie or Nolan or Charlie Huff. That's
awesome.
That is surprising.
And let's go ahead and squeeze in another segment within the segment, Kevin.
Okay.
If you like to know, Emiliano Teodo, 2 consecutive scoreless innings, hitless innings last night for the Rough Riders. Struck out 4, didn't issue a walk. topping out at a little over 100 miles an hour.
Did he only pitch 2 innings?
That's what it says.
Okay, I'm a little surprised by that. I guess they did use him in bullpen relief.
That's how you want to use him, right?
Spring training.
Well, I guess if they're still trying to figure out if he's a starter or not.
I've gone under the assumption, at least it feels like the Rangers have said, hey, we're going to use him as a starter.